workers are considered just at the cost figures. But now in Management 2.0, workers are considered partners. Without these workers, you cannot go to the top. So every country in this, especially in Corona pandemic, if you go to YouTube or search the article, so there is great resignation going on. Please explore that, and you have a very good opportunity in that one as well. So why? Because in this pandemic, when people were bound to the house, and then they realized what we were doing in our whole life associated with that company who just kicked us out in 2 months. And then when business reopened, then they don't want to work with that company. People start thinking that why we are wasting our time with this company. And the companies who are in desperate need to go, to acquire back those people because they left during this pandemic, and now they need to hire more person and you need to train them, and then waste of money and all those stuff. So people becoming very smart, and they realize that family does matter as well. So if just 1 month figure, 40 or maybe I think 40 million, not 40 million, 4 million. I'm just confused. 40 or 4 million jobs. 40 million, people, or 4 million people, they resign in just 1 month, August 2021. In just 1 month. They don't want to work with that company. Right? So now the management style is shifted towards the old style to a new style in which there is no boss. There is mentor. There is a coach. There is a leader. Not like a boss and I'm the manager and that's it. No. Sadly, in Chinese market, some or majority of the operations are running like a bossy style. But in good companies, they understand the word 2.0. So those are becoming more and more friendly to their staff. Okay, now the managerial accounting and the business environment, like I told you. So that doesn't mean that if you are an HR manager, you don't know about the managerial accounting. Managerial accounting is needed in every step of management process. So we have a strategy. Strategy means bigger plan. Strategy means long-term plan. Whenever you heard the word strategy, always remember that this is the long term. So strategy is a game plan that enables a company to attract customers by distinguishing itself from its competitors. Of course, this is not going to be done in just 1 week or 1 year. It's a long-term plan. So whenever we talk about financial strategy, HR strategy, product strategy, remember that one we are talking about long-term, right? So the focal point here, when we devise the strategy, it should be customers, because your survival based on your clients, your customers, your consumers, right? If they are not present, no matter how good your business is, how good your product is, how dedicated you are, you cannot run that company, right? Ultimately, you will be kicked out from the market. So work of the management. The management working involve planning, directing and motivating, and controlling. Core functions of management. So in planning, you plan basically for bigger goals, for strategy. You divide that strategy into yearly plans, yearly goals, short-run goals, so that when you achieve this one, you will be on a higher level. Stage 3, stage 4, ultimately you achieve your bigger goal. So in planning, you identify alternatives, you evaluate the alternatives according to organization objectives, you develop budgets, and ultimately you select that alternative which best suits for fulfilling your overall long-term strategy, right? Directing and motivating. In directing and motivating, the managers involve managing day-to-day activities such as to keep the organization running smoothly, such as employee work assignments, routine problem solving, conflict resolution, effective communication. So I'm just going to give you some examples here. Employee work assignments. If employee is single dad or single mom, he need to go or she need to go to pick her son or his son from the school or something. He need to leave at 12 sharp, right? So be the good person, good leader for him. Okay, you can just say that, okay, you can go to the school and take your children. You need 1 hour, and then you can go to the home and compensate this 1 hour through work assignment, homework assignment, or you can work from home at your ease, right? So you are delegating the authority others for routine problem solving. For example, in a restaurant, it's very common that some waiters spill some food or some drinks on customers' shirts. Okay, so they have the big restaurants, the good restaurants, those who care about their clients, their customers, and their staff. They have this routine problem solving. They have the laundry over there at the back. So till the customer is finished with the food, its shirt is clean, dry, and pressed. In big 5-star hotels, they have this facility as well, and they offer it free of cost. Conflict resolution. If you have a conflict, then what is a good management practices? Resolve the conflict, because if you don't do that, then it will become a big problem after some time. So resolve the conflict at its initial stage. Whether you have a problem with employee manager problem, employee subordinate problem, subordinate problem, peers problem, right? And effective communication. Do communicate the results that you heard from the top management. Do communicate effectively to your employees. Do not add something from your own. Okay? While the controlling part, which is here, the focal point of the managerial accounting is the controlling part of the management process, management function. The control function ensures the plans are being followed. You are a good manager, you are resolving the conflict, everything else you are outclassed, but you are not controlling the costs. You are not following the company's plans towards its existence of being top from its competitors or their profit targets, then you are not a good manager. You can be a good person, but you are not a good manager, right? So feedback in the form of performance reports that compare actual results with the budgeted one. It is the essential part of control function. So whether our sales are on our target or not, whether we are on fulfilling our target or not, what we need to do. Our employee cost is increasing or decreasing, our health cost is increasing or decreasing, our utility cost is increasing or decreasing, right? We plan to produce 10,000 units of our product. Whether we can achieve it in 3 months. So up till now, how much we have achieved? Did we meet our monthly target? So this is controlling function. Ultimately, you are applying your managerial budgeting and managerial accounting knowledge here. And it can be applied in HR, in marketing as well. How much is the cost of one marketing order? How much is the cost of grabbing that customer? Or how much is the cost of taking away our competitor customers to us? What would be the marketing budget? Did the marketing budget is increasing or decreasing from the actual one, right? So on every level of, department, managerial accounting is needed, right? So planning and control cycle is that, like I told you, you make a bigger plan, a bigger strategy, and you divide it into smaller plans. So you formulate long-term strategies and you divide them into short-term plans, and then you start doing directing and motivating function. You measure their performance, and if it's not according to your, according to your budget, according to your forecasting, according to your, what you have projected, you repeat that loop again, right? And in between, you need to decide whether we are implementing enough, we hired good amount of people, whether we are directing our employees to the right direction, right? So in between of these all planning and controlling, decision making is involved. So your role is to manage all these here, right? So this is different from just management. So you have studied management. Okay, this function is that, this function is that. But now we are actually revising those concepts with the perspective of managerial accounting. So we just completed why there is a need of managerial accounting and how we can use that in managerial functions. And now identify the major differences between financial and managerial accounting. So here we go, in which we understand what's new in this subject that we did not cover. So you already passed financial accounting. So let's talk about its differences with managerial accounting. So the users of financial accounting are outsiders or external persons, like government, like investors, right? Like creditors, those who want to provide loans, they will see your published reports. But for managerial accounting, the reports are used for internal purposes, insiders, the managers who are running the company. If we talk about the time focus, the financial accounting focuses on historical perspective. Okay, up till now, what we have done, we earned this much profit during the year, we paid. So it is based on historical performances. But managerial accounting is based on future purposes. We will produce how much raw material would be needed, how much new items, or how much business we need to expand, whether we should expand this business or outsource this business. Future perspective, right? So that's why we call this managerial, because on every step you need to decide, you need to take decisions. Third, verifiability versus